Hey, we have reached the end of the book of Jeremiah, chapters 50 through 52. They're all long, so this is going to be kind of a long session as we finish out this book. So let's just jump right into the Good News translation, beginning in Jeremiah chapter 50. This is the message that the Lord gave me about the city of Babylon and its people. Tell the news to the nations, proclaim it, give the signal and announce the news. Do not keep it a secret. Babylon has fallen. Her god Marduk has been shattered. Babylon's idols are put to shame. Her disgusting images are crushed. A nation from the north has come to attack Babylonia and will make it a desert. People and animals will run away, and no one will live there. The Lord says, when that time comes, the people of both Israel and Judah will come weeping, looking for me, their God. They will ask the way to Zion and then go in that direction. They will make an eternal covenant with me and never break it. My people are like sheep whose shepherds have let them get lost in the mountains. They have wandered like sheep from one mountain to another, and they have forgotten where their home is. They are attacked by all who find them. Their enemies say they sinned against the Lord, and so what we have done is not wrong. Their ancestors trusted in the Lord, and they themselves should have remained faithful to him. People of Israel, run away from Babylonia. Leave the country. Be the first to leave. I am going to stir up a group of strong nations in the north and make them attack Babylonia. They will line up in battle against the country and conquer it. They are skillful hunters, shooting arrows that never miss the mark. Babylonia will be looted, and those who loot it will take everything they want. I, the Lord, have spoken. The Lord says, people of Babylonia, you plundered my nation. You are happy and glad, going about like a cow threshing grain or like a neighing horse. But your own great city will be humiliated and disgraced. Babylonia will be the least important nation of all. It will become a dry and waterless desert. Because of my anger, no one will live in Babylon. It will be left in ruins, and all who pass by will be shocked and amazed. Archers, line up for battle against Babylon and surround it. Shoot all your arrows at Babylon, because it has sinned against me, the Lord. Raise the war cry all around the city. Now Babylon has surrendered. Its walls have been broken through and torn down. I am taking my revenge on the Babylonians. So take your revenge on them and treat them as they have treated others. Do not let seeds be planted in that country, nor let a harvest be gathered. Every foreigner living there will be afraid of the attacking army and will go back home. The Lord says the people of Israel are like sheep chased and scattered by lions. First they were attacked by the emperor of Assyria, and then King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylonia gnawed on their bones. Because of this, I, the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, will punish King Nebuchadnezzar and his country, just as I punished the emperor of Assyria. I will restore the people of Israel to their land, and they will eat the food that grows on Mount Carmel and in the region of Bashan, and they will eat all they want of the crops that grow in the territories of Ephraim and Gilead. When that time comes, no sin will be found in Israel and no wickedness in Judah, because I will forgive those people whose lives I have spared. I, the Lord, have spoken. The Lord says, attack the people of Merathim and Pekdod. Kill and destroy them. Do everything I command you. I, the Lord, have spoken. The noise of battle is heard in the land, and there is a great destruction. Babylonia hammered the whole world to pieces, and now that hammer is shattered. All the nations are shocked at what has happened to that country. Babylonia, you fought against me, and you have been caught in the trap I set for you, even though you did not know it. I have opened the place where my weapons are stored, and in my anger I have taken them out, because I, the sovereign Lord Almighty, have work to do in Babylonia. Attack it from every side and break open the places where its grain is stored. Pile up the loot like piles of grain. Destroy the country. Leave nothing at all. Kill all their soldiers. Slaughter them. The people of Babylonia are doomed. The time has come for them to be punished. Refugees escape from Babylonia and come to Jerusalem, and they tell how the Lord our God took revenge on what the Babylonians had done to his temple. Tell the archers to attack Babylon. Send out everyone who knows how to use the bow and arrow. Surround the city and don't let anyone escape. Pay it back for all it has done, and treat it as it has treated others, because it acted with pride against me. the Holy One of Israel. So its young men will be killed in the city streets, and all its soldiers will be destroyed on that day. I, the Lord, have spoken. Babylonia, you are filled with pride, so I, the sovereign Lord Almighty, am against you. The time has come for me to punish you. Your proud nation will stumble and fall, and no one will help you up. I will set your cities on fire, and everything around will be destroyed. The Lord Almighty says the people of Israel and all of Judah are oppressed. All who captured them are guarding them closely and will not let them go. But the one who will rescue them is strong. His name is the Lord Almighty. He himself will take up their cause and will bring peace to the earth, but trouble to the people of Babylonia. The Lord says, death to Babylonia, death to its people, to its rulers, to its people of wisdom, death to its lying prophets. What fools they are. Death to its soldiers, how terrified they are. Destroy its horses and chariots. Death to its hired soldiers, how weak they are. Destroy its treasures, plunder and loot. Bring a drought on its land and dry up its rivers. Babylonia is a land of terrifying idols that have made fools of the people. And so Babylon will be haunted by demons and evil spirits and by unclean birds. Never again will people live there, nor for all time to come. The same thing will happen to Babylon that happened to Sodom and Gomorrah when I destroyed them in the nearby towns. No one will ever live there again. I, the Lord, have spoken. People are coming from a country in the north, a mighty nation far away. Many kings are preparing for war. They have taken their bows and swords. They are cruel and merciless. They sound like the roaring sea as they ride their horses. They are ready for battle against Babylonia. The king of Babylonia hears the news, and his hands hang limp. He is seized by anguish, by pain like a woman in labor. Like a lion coming out of the thick woods along the Jordan up to the green pasture land, I, the Lord, will come and make the Babylonians run away suddenly from their city. Then the leader I choose will rule the nation. Who can be compared to me? Who would dare challenge me? What ruler could oppose me? So listen to the plan that I have made against the city of Babylon and to what I intend to do to its people. Even their children will be dragged off, and everyone will be horrified. When Babylon falls, there will be such a noise that the entire earth will shake, and the cries of alarm will be heard by the other nations. The Lord says, I am bringing a destructive wind against Babylonia and its people. I will send foreigners to destroy Babylonia like a wind that blows straw away. When that day of destruction comes, they will attack from every side and leave the land bare. Don't give its soldiers time to shoot their arrows or to put on their armor. Do not spare the young men. Destroy the whole army. They will be wounded and die in the streets of their cities. I, the Lord Almighty, have not abandoned Israel and Judah, even though they have sinned against me, the Holy One of Israel. Run away from Babylonia. Run for your lives. Do not be killed because of Babylonia's sin. I am now taking my revenge and punishing it as it deserves. Babylonia was like a gold cup in my hand, making the whole world drunk. The nations drank its wine and went out of their minds. Babylonia has suddenly fallen and is destroyed. Mourn over it. Get medicine for its wounds, and maybe it can be healed. Foreigners living there said, we tried to help Babylonia, but it was too late. Let's leave now and go back home. God has punished Babylonia with all his might and has destroyed it completely. The Lord says, my people shout. The Lord has shown that we were in the right. Let's go and tell the people in Jerusalem what the Lord our God has done. The Lord has stirred up the kings of Media because he intends to destroy Babylonia. That is how he will take revenge for the destruction of his temple. The attacking officers command, sharpen your arrows, get your shields ready, give the signal to attack Babylon's walls, strengthen the guard, post the sentries, place troops in ambush. The Lord has done what he said he would do to the people of Babylonia. That country has many rivers and rich treasures, but its time is up and its thread of life is cut. The Lord Almighty has sworn by his own life that he will bring many men to attack Babylonia like a swarm of locusts, and they will shout with victory. The Lord made the earth by his power. By his wisdom he created the world and stretched out the heavens. At his command, the waters above the sky roar. He brings clouds from the ends of the earth. He makes lightning flash in the rain and sends the wind with his storeroom. At the sight of this, people feel stupid and senseless. Those who make idols are disillusioned because the gods they make are false and lifeless. They are worthless and should be despised. They will be destroyed when the Lord comes to deal with them. The God of Jacob is not like them. He is the one who made everything, and he has chosen Israel to be his very own people. The Lord Almighty is his name. The Lord says, Babylonia, you are my hammer, my weapon of war. I used you to crush nations and kingdoms, to shatter horses and riders, to shatter chariots and their drivers, to kill men and women, to slay old and young, to kill boys and girls, to slaughter shepherds and their flocks, to slaughter farmers and their plow horses, to crush rulers and high officials. The Lord says, you will see me repay Babylonia and its people for all the evil they did to Jerusalem. Babylonia, you are like a mountain that destroys the whole world, but I, the Lord, am your enemy. I will take hold of you, level you to the ground, and leave you in ashes. None of the stones from your ruins will ever be used again for building. You will be like a desert forever. I, the Lord, have spoken. Give the signal to attack. Blow the trumpet so that the nations can hear. Prepare the nations for war against Babylonia. Tell the kingdoms of Arat, Mini, and Ashkenaz to attack. Appoint an officer to lead the attack. Bring up the horses like a swarm of locusts. Prepare the nations for war against Babylonia. Send for the kings of Media, their leaders and officials, and the armies of all the countries they control. The earth trembles and shakes because the Lord is carrying out his plan to make Babylonia a desert where no one lives. The Babylonian soldiers have stopped fighting and remain in their forts. They have lost their courage and have become helpless. The city gates are broken down and the houses are on fire. Messenger after messenger runs to the king of Babylonia that his city has been broken into from every side. The enemy have captured the river crossing and have set the fortresses on fire. The Babylonian soldiers have panicked. Soon the enemy will cut them down and trample them like grain on a threshing place. I, the Lord, the God of Israel, have spoken. The king of Babylonia cut Jerusalem up and ate it. He emptied the city like a jar. Like a monster, he swallowed it. He took what he wanted and threw the rest away. Let the people of Zion say, may Babylonia be held responsible for the violence done to us. Let the people of Jerusalem say, may Babylonia be held responsible for what we have suffered. And so the Lord said to the people of Jerusalem, I will take up your cause and will make your enemies pay for what they did to you. I will dry up the source of Babylonia's water and make its rivers go dry. That country will become a pile of ruins where wild animals live. It will be a horrible sight. No one will live there, and all who see it will be terrified. The Babylonians all roar like lions and growl like lion cubs. Are they greedy? I will prepare them a feast and make them drunk and happy. They will go to sleep and never wake up. I will take them to be slaughtered like lambs, goats, and rams. I, the Lord, have spoken. The Lord says about Babylon, the city that the whole world praised has been captured. What a horrifying sight Babylon has become to the nations. The sea has rolled over Babylon and covered it with roaring waves. The towns have become a horrifying sight and are like a waterless desert where no one lives or even travels. I will punish Bel, the god of Babylonia, and make him give up his stolen goods. The nations will not worship him anymore. Babylon's walls have fallen. People of Israel, run away from there. Run for your life from my fierce anger. Do not lose courage or be afraid because of the rumors you hear. Every year a different rumor spreads, rumors of violence in the land and of one king fighting another. And so the time is coming when I will deal with Babylonia's idols. The whole country will be put to shame, and all its people will be killed. Everything on earth and in the sky will shout for joy when Babylonia falls to the people who come from the north to destroy it. Babylonia caused the death of people all over the world, and now Babylonia will fall because it caused the death of so many Israelites. I, the Lord, have spoken. The Lord says to his people in Babylonia, you have escaped death. Now go. Don't wait. Though you are far from home, think about me, your Lord, and remember Jerusalem. You say we've been disgraced and made ashamed. We feel completely helpless because foreigners have taken over the holy places in the temple. So then, I say that the time is coming when I will deal with Babylon's idols, and the wounded will groan throughout the country. Even if Babylon could climb to the sky and build a strong fortress there, I would still send people to destroy it. I, the Lord, have spoken. The Lord says, listen to the sound of crying in Babylon, of mourning for the destruction in the land. I am destroying Babylon and putting it to silence. The armies rush in like roaring waves and attack with noisy shouts. They have come to destroy Babylon. Its soldiers are captured and their bows are broken. I am a God who punishes evil, and I will treat Babylon as it deserves. I will make its rulers drunk, men of wisdom, leaders, and soldiers. They will go to sleep and never wake up. I, the king, have spoken. I am the Lord Almighty. The walls of mighty Babylon will be thrown to the ground, and its towering gates burned down. The work of the nations is all for nothing. Their efforts go up in flames. I, the Lord Almighty, have spoken. King Zedekiah's personal assistant was Seraiah, the son of Neriah, the grandson of Maaseiah. In the 4th year that Zedekiah was king of Judah, Seraiah was going to Babylonia with him, and I gave him some instructions. I wrote in a book an account of all the destruction that would come on Babylonia, as well as all these other things about Babylonia. I told Seraiah, when you get to Babylon, be sure to read aloud to the people everything that is written there. Then pray, Lord, you have said that you would destroy this place so that there would be no living creatures in it, neither people nor animals, and it would be like a desert forever. Seraiah, when you finish reading this book to the people, then tie it to a rock and throw it into the Euphrates River and say, this is what will happen to Babylonia. It will sink and never rise again because of the destruction that the Lord is going to bring on it. The words of Jeremiah end here. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he became the king of Judah, and he ruled in Jerusalem for 11 years. His mother's name was Hamutal, the daughter of the Jeremiah who lived in the city of Libnah. King Zedekiah sinned against the Lord just as King Jehoiakim had done. The Lord became so angry with the people of Jerusalem and Judah that he banished them from his sight. Zedekiah rebelled against Nebuchadnezzar of Babylonia, and so Nebuchadnezzar came with all his army and attacked Jerusalem on the 10th day of the 10th month of the 9th year of Zedekiah's reign. They set up camp outside the city, built siege walls around it, and kept it under siege until Zedekiah's 11th year. On the 9th day of the 4th month of that same year, when the famine was so bad that the people had nothing left to eat, the city walls were broken through. Although the Babylonians were surrounding the city, all the soldiers escaped during the night. They left by way of the royal garden, went through the gateway connecting to the two walls, and fled in the direction of the Jordan Valley. But the Babylonian army pursued King Zedekiah, captured him in the plains near Jericho, and all his soldiers deserted him. Zedekiah was taken to King Nebuchadnezzar, who was in the city of Riblah, in the territory of Hamath, and there Nebuchadnezzar passed sentence on him. At Riblah he put Zedekiah's sons to death while Zedekiah was looking on, and he also had the officials of Judah executed. After that he had Zedekiah's eyes put out and had him placed in chains and taken to Babylon. Zedekiah remained in prison in Babylon until the day he died. On the 10th day of the 5th month of the 19th year of King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylonia, Nebuzaradan, advisor to the king and commander of his army, entered Jerusalem. He burned down the temple, the palace, and the houses of all the important people in Jerusalem, and his soldiers tore down the city walls. Then Nebuzaradan took away to Babylonia the people who were left in the city, the remaining skilled workers, and those who had deserted to the Babylonians. But he left in Judah some of the poorest people who owned no property, and he put them to work in the vineyards and fields. The Babylonians broke in pieces the bronze columns and the carts that were in the temple, together with the large bronze tank, and they took all the bronze to Babylon. They also took away the shovels and the ash containers used in cleaning the altar, the tools used in tending the lamps, the bowls used for catching the blood from the sacrifices, the bowls used for burning incense, and all the other bronze articles used in the temple service. They took away everything that was made of gold and silver, the small bowls, the pans used for carrying live coals, the bowls for holding the blood from the sacrifices, the ash containers, the lampstands, the bowls used for incense, and the bowls used for pouring out wine offerings. The bronze objects that King Solomon had made for the temple, the 2 columns, the carts, the large tank, and the 12 bulls that supported it were too heavy to weigh. The two columns were identical. Each one was 27 feet high and 18 feet around. They were hollow, and the metal was 3 inches thick. On top of each column was a bronze capital, 7.5 feet high, and all around it was a grillwork decorated with pomegranates, all of which was also made of bronze. On the grillwork of each column, there were 100 pomegranates in all, and 96 of these were visible from the ground. In addition, Nebuzaradan, the commanding officer, took away as prisoners Sariah, the high priest, Zephaniah, the priest, next in rank, and the 3 other important temple officials. From the city, he took the officer who had been in command of the troops, 7 of the king's personal advisors who were still in the city, the commander's assistant who was in charge of military records, and 60 other important men. Nebuzaradan took them to the king of Babylonia, who was in the city of Riblah, in the territory of Hamath. There the king had them beaten and put to death. So the people of Judah were carried away from their land into exile. This is the record of the people of Nebuchadnezzar that Nebuchadnezzar took away as prisoners. In his 7th year as king, he carried away 3,023. In his 8th year, 832 from Jerusalem. And in his 23rd year, 745 taken away by Nebuzaradan. In all, 4,600 people were taken away. In the year that evil Merodach became king of Babylonia, he showed kindness to King Jehoiakim of Judah by releasing him from prison. This happened on the 25th day of the 12th month of the 37th year after Jehoiakim had been taken away as a prisoner. Evil Merodach treated him kindly and gave him a position of greater honor than he gave the other kings who were exiles with him in Babylonia. So Jehoiakim was permitted to change from his prison clothes and to dine at the king's table for the rest of his life. Each day, for as long as he lived, he was given a regular allowance for his needs. So that's the book of Jeremiah. I hope that you have enjoyed it. That last chapter is usually attributed to Baruch, who was who interpreted and wrote for Jeremiah, because it is kind of like a summary of everything that has happened. So I hope you have a greater appreciation for Jeremiah. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.